I finally revealed the secret I've been burying for years, and the relief that followed was both terrifying and liberating. For so long, I carried a truth alone, fearing judgment, but today, my family finally knows, and the weight is gone. The moment I confessed my secret, I realized fear had held me hostage longer than anyone else ever could. Years of hiding came crashing down in a single conversation, and strangely, I feel both exposed and free. I never imagined sharing my secret would feel like stepping off a cliff, but the fall was beautiful. I finally told my family, and the silence afterward felt heavier than the years I carried alone. Hiding felt safe, but sharing brought a strange courage I never knew I had. My secret has haunted me for years, and finally telling them was like letting sunlight pierce through a storm. I held my truth quietly, fearing the worst. But today, I discovered love can survive the hardest revelations. The confession felt like tearing a part of me away, yet I also felt the strange thrill of honesty. For years, I pretended it didn't exist, but today, my voice carried the truth I've been denying myself. I was terrified of their reaction, but their silence was kinder than I ever expected. I finally spoke my truth, and every lie I told myself began to crumble around me. Fear kept me silent for too long, but today, honesty became my only ally. Sharing this secret felt like standing naked in the middle of a storm, but it was liberating. I never thought I'd gather the courage to tell them, yet somehow the words found their way out. My heart raced as I confessed, but I couldn't stop thinking how much lighter my soul already felt. For years, I hid behind smiles, pretending everything was okay. But now, the truth is mine to carry openly. I finally let them in, and their reactions revealed more about them than I ever expected. Fear whispered I'd be rejected, but love, surprisingly, whispered back even louder. This secret defined me silently for years, and now sharing it feels like reclaiming lost time. I imagined the worst for years, yet nothing prepared me for the strange freedom I felt afterward. My family's eyes held questions I couldn't answer, but the honesty in my own voice was enough. Every secret weighs more when it's hidden from the people who matter most. Today, I chose to unburden. I thought telling them would change everything, but it changed me in ways I couldn't have predicted. The truth has been simmering inside me for years, and finally letting it out feels like exhaling after holding my breath forever. Fear made me a prisoner of my own life, and today, confession became my first act of rebellion. I never realized how heavy silence could be until I finally spoke. Years of pretending were nothing compared to the weightlessness of honesty. The secret I've carried alone has defined every decision, every smile, every lie. Today, I chose truth. I was shaking with fear, yet something inside me knew this was the moment I needed. Confessing felt like opening a door I had locked for years and stepping into sunlight. For years, I feared judgment more than freedom. But today, I discovered courage is its own reward. I feared losing them, but losing myself was far worse. So I spoke. The secret has lived inside me too long, and finally, it has a voice. I imagined every possible reaction, yet none of them compared to the relief of finally speaking. The years of secrecy have ended, leaving a strange emptiness and a strange peace. I feared breaking them with my truth, but in doing so, I discovered how fragile silence can be. Confession didn't just reveal the secret, it revealed me. I've carried this shadow for years, and now it dissolves under the light of honesty. Speaking my secret was terrifying, yet it was the first time I felt truly alive. For years, I tiptoed around their eyes, hiding pieces of myself. But now, I'm whole again. I never thought the words would escape my lips, yet they flew free when I finally let go. Silence had protected me, but it also imprisoned me. Today, honesty became my liberation. I braced myself for heartbreak, but instead, I found understanding I didn't expect. The secret I feared would shatter everything instead became a bridge to truth. Carrying this for years made me feel invisible. Confessing finally made me seen. The tension in my chest melted the moment I spoke what I had hidden for so long. I feared judgment more than truth, but truth always wins in the end. My voice shook, my heart raced, but the honesty felt like coming home. I carried a secret heavy enough to crush me, but sharing it gave me wings. The moment I told them, I realized courage was not the absence of fear, but the presence of action. I never imagined liberation would taste like trembling lips and racing heartbeat, but it does. Years of pretending ended one breath, one confession, one small act of bravery. I held this secret so tightly for years. I forgot what it felt like to breathe freely until today. Confessing my truth felt like stepping into a storm, yet in that chaos, I finally found myself. The fear of rejection had silenced me, but today, honesty spoke louder than all my doubts. I never realized how heavy a single secret could feel until I finally set it down. Years of pretending are gone now, replaced with trembling hands and a heart finally unburdened. My family's eyes were wide with shock, but my soul felt lighter than it ever has. For so long, I carried the weight alone. Today, I learned the strength in sharing. Speaking the truth felt like opening a floodgate of emotions I had kept bottled for years. I feared this moment for a lifetime, yet facing it felt like reclaiming the life I lost. The silence after my confession was deafening, yet it carried an unfamiliar kind of peace. I had hidden this secret behind smiles and excuses, but honesty finally broke those walls. Telling them was terrifying, yet for the first time in years, I felt undeniably alive. My secret has been my shadow, following me everywhere. I finally stepped into the light. Fear kept me quiet. Shame kept me small. But today, truth made me unstoppable. I imagined their disappointment for years, but their understanding was a gift I never expected. Every lie I told myself for safety has shattered, leaving only raw, liberating honesty. I trembled as the words left my lips, but each syllable was a step toward freedom. For years, I whispered my secret to the walls. I never imagined sharing it could heal me. Hiding was easier, but it stole pieces of my soul. Today, I reclaimed them. I feared losing them forever, but in revealing the truth, I discovered a bond I didn't know existed. This secret has shaped every choice, every path I've taken. Finally telling them changed everything. I was scared of breaking them, yet confessing mended something inside me instead. The moment I spoke, I realized silence had been my prison and honesty my liberation. For years, I carried a storm in my chest. Today, I released it into the open sky. I imagined this day would be full of tears and anger, but it brought relief I never knew. My voice shook, my heart raced, but truth's courage filled the spaces fear once occupied. Every hidden detail I feared would destroy me now feels like a bridge to understanding. I have carried this secret through decades of doubt, and now it finally has a name in light. The weight lifted in the moment I spoke. The fear didn't vanish, but it lost its power. For years, I feared judgment more than freedom. But today, freedom whispered louder. Sharing this secret felt like tearing a veil from my eyes, finally seeing the world as it is. The family I feared would reject me is now closer than ever. I just had to speak. Hiding has haunted me, but confessing has given me a strange, thrilling peace. I never knew honesty could feel so terrifyingly beautiful until today. This secret shaped my nights, my silences, my laughter, but finally telling them reshaped me. I had rehearsed this moment endlessly, yet the reality was more freeing than I imagined. I feared the worst, but my family's embrace proved truth is stronger than fear. The years I spent hiding felt like a lie, and today, speaking felt like waking up. Every heartbeat trembled with anxiety, yet each word spoken was a step toward liberation. For too long, I pretended to be someone I wasn't. Today, I finally reclaimed my story. My family may not fully understand, but they now know the truth, and that is enough. I feared the silence that followed, yet it became a moment of reflection, connection, and release. Years of secrets are heavy, but the act of revealing them can lift mountains from your soul. My confession was more than words. It was a reclaiming of myself from fear and shame. I thought telling them would be my undoing, but instead it became my awakening. For years, I felt invisible in my own life. Today, honesty made me seen. I never imagined the relief of speaking the truth could feel so overwhelming and pure. The secret I thought would destroy everything instead became a catalyst for understanding and love. Every year I hid this, I lost a little of myself, but today I am whole again. I feared their judgment, yet I was reminded that courage is often louder than criticism. Speaking my secret was like tearing down a wall I didn't know imprisoned me. My voice trembled with fear, yet the words set me free in a way nothing else could. I've carried this truth like a heavy stone. Today, I laid it down and felt weightless. Fear tried to silence me, but hope and honesty finally won. I feared rejection, but confessing revealed an unexpected strength in both them and me. For years, this secret shadowed my life, but finally, I stepped into a light of my own making.